Local sports from KYMA News 11.
A lot of these kids, they got a taste of what it takes to get to state championship, and now what it's going to take now next year to win it. And, that's going to be a huge motivating factor for us because, just getting there is not good enough anymore.
The Yuma Catholic football legend reflects on Saturday's state championship game. Welcome back, everyone. If you're familiar with the name Tommy Pistone, he isn't just the current Shamrocks quarterbacks coach. He's also a former YC quarterback that served as one of the program's trailblazers, leading the Rocks to their first state title back in 2011. A year before that, he and the Rocks had lost the state championship game. Now he moved to present day, where YC suffered a heartbreaking loss to Snowflake in the 3A state title game, with most of the Rocks returning for next year. News 11 Sports caught up with Pistone earlier today, who expressed how it's imperative for the growth of current quarterback Richard Stallworth to continue this offseason after he suffered a collarbone injury this past Saturday.
It was awesome to see him, grow week by week, not only in the games but in practice, and just being able to see his mind, mature in the reads and just handling the game, and his throws, his mechanics. Whatever happened this past season in 2020, that's behind us now. So we can't be focused on what we did this year. So what we can be improving on next year, that's the most important thing for him. Your athleticism and your arm talent can take you so far, but when you add on to the mental aspect of the game, that just takes it to another level as a quarterback. So I'm excited to see him get there, and he's got 2 years ahead of him, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see what his future holds for him.
After graduating YC in 2012, Pistone went on to play college ball before eventually coming back to Yuma. He just completed his first year on Rhett Stallworth's coaching staff. Well, very little has changed at the top of the college football playoff rankings this week. Nick Saban and Alabama are still in the top spot. The Crimson Tide ran away from Arkansas 52-3, moving to 10-0 on the season. Bama gets Florida in the SEC title game. Neither Notre Dame nor Clemson played a week ago and are still ranked second and third. They'll play each other in the ACC title game this Saturday. Meanwhile, Ohio State is still in fourth. And finally, in the 94th the history of the Territorial Cup, we've seen a lot of twists and turns over the years. Another one went down last week, and it cost the job of Arizona Wildcats head football coach. A day after the U of A suffered a 70-7 loss to ASU, Kevin Sumlin was given the pink slip. Under Sumlin, the Cats were 9-20 during his 3-year tenure and have lost their past 12 games dating to last season, a new program record. The former Texas A&M head coach will go down in history as 0-3 in Territorial Cup games. As far as potential replacements go, I've heard some names mentioned, like San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan, Oregon co-defensive coordinator Joe Salavea, and Arizona State assistant coach Antonio Pierce. By the way, all of them have previous ties to the U of A. Now, if I were to choose, I would go with coaching legend Urban Meyer, who's won national titles at Florida and Ohio State. That's just me. But I don't think they have the money to do it, Brando. And speaking of which, as we toss it back to you, as an Arizona guy, who would you pick to replace Sumlin?
I got to say, I don't know exactly who I would pick at this point, but whoever's coming into this program that Arizona's going to pick up has got to deal with a team that has to start from the beginning. Sumlin came in for 3 years, tried to build a climate that didn't work. I think that this next coach is going to have a lot to work on. But some of the names you mentioned there could be some contenders. I'm not sure Urban Meyer himself, but we'll see. Hey, maybe Teddy Bruschi will get back in the coaching game.
There we
Wouldn't
go.
that be something neat, right? Throw some names around
Chuck
there.
Cecil.
Well, Chuck Cecil. We'll see what happens. Something we'll, of course, be watching closely, Rob. We got more news coming up right after this.